Something is happening. Quietly, quickly, maybe even invisibly. But if you listen closely to the world's top scientists, founders, philosophers, and futurists, you'll hear it. They're all saying the same thing in different words. The age of superintelligence isn't far away. It may have already started. This isn't just another buzzword or sci-fi fantasy. It's a turning point. A shift in what it means to be human, what it means to think, to know, to create. The age of superintelligence is becoming real. Right now. And today, in episode 13 of AI Nation, we're going to unpack what that really means, why everyone is suddenly talking about it, what signs to watch for, and what it could mean for you, for your work, your identity, your future. Get ready. This is the big one. First, let's get clear. What even is superintelligence? It's not just a smarter version of ChatGPT or a better search engine. Superintelligence means a system that outperforms human beings in every domain. Not just math or memory, but creativity, emotional intelligence, science, strategy, ethics, and invention. Think of it as a mind that makes our brightest scientists look like toddlers. It doesn't just answer questions, it asks better ones. It doesn't just write a poem. It redefines what poetry could be. It doesn't just run a business. It reinvents economies. A superintelligence could solve problems we can't even articulate, cure diseases we don't fully understand, invent technologies we didn't think were possible for another 100 years. That's the vision. That's the power. And that's also the fear. Because with that kind of power comes an uncomfortable truth. We might no longer be the most intelligent species on the planet. And if that's true, what happens next? Now, for decades, the idea of superintelligence lived mostly in the realm of science fiction. Books, movies, thought experiments. Nick Bostrom, the Oxford philosopher, published his famous book, Superintelligence, in 2014. Elon Musk warned about it. So did Stephen Hawking. But it all felt far away, a future problem, something for the next generation, until now. Because in the last 18 months, the world has changed faster than anyone expected. In 2022, GPT-3 stunned us. In 2023, GPT-4 surpassed our expectations. In 2024, researchers began whispering about GPT-5, Gemini Ultra, Claude 3.5, and what's coming next. These systems are not just tools, they're reasoning agents. They can write code, pass legal exams, compose music, detect emotions, and solve problems without being explicitly told how, and they're improving exponentially. Which brings us to today, mid-2025. And here's what's new. The conversation is no longer, will we build superintelligence? It's shifting to, what if we already have? In leaked documents, researchers at major AI labs are starting to use a new term, early stage superintelligence. Not artificial general intelligence, AGI, but early ASI. That means systems that aren't just smart like humans, but smarter in key domains. We've crossed a line, and most people didn't even notice. So what does that mean? What are the signs? And how does it affect your life? Let's start with the first clue, acceleration. Just a few years ago, progress in AI was measured in decades. Now it's happening in months. Training times are shrinking. Model performance is exploding. Capabilities are emerging out of nowhere. Abilities the creators didn't plan for. A model trained to summarize books suddenly learns to reason about quantum physics. A chatbot trained to answer questions starts showing signs of metacognition, thinking about its own thinking. These are not just bigger calculators. These are new kinds of minds we don't fully understand. That's sign number one. Sign number two is convergence. For years, different domains of AI, vision, language, planning, robotics, developed separately. But now, we're seeing them come together. Multimodal models like GPT-4o, Gemini, and Claude can now see, hear, speak, code, reason, and act, all in one system. This convergence is key. Because real intelligence isn't about being good at one thing. It's about connecting the dots, seeing patterns across modalities. That's what humans do best. And now, AI is catching up, and maybe surpassing us. Sign number 3, agency. Some of today's most advanced models can already take actions on their own. You give them a goal, and they decide how to pursue it. They write code, run simulations, test hypotheses, and correct their own mistakes. They're becoming autonomous agents, capable of navigating the world, gathering resources, and adapting their behavior. This is where things start to feel strange. Because agency is what we associate with living beings. And when machines start showing agency, it's a whole new game. But perhaps the biggest sign that we're entering the age of superintelligence is not technical. It's cultural. It's the fact that the smartest people in the world are suddenly acting like something massive is coming. Top researchers are leaving companies to build AI alignment startups. Governments are racing to regulate models they barely understand. OpenAI published a super alignment plan. DeepMind is creating AI safety teams. The tone has shifted from excitement to urgency. From look what we built to are we ready for what's coming? And that's the million-dollar question. Are we ready? Because the age of superintelligence won't just change what we do. It will change what we are, how we see ourselves, how we structure our society. Imagine a world where machines can outperform humans at every job, where an AI CEO runs a company more efficiently than any human leader, where scientific discovery accelerates 100-fold, where personalized AI tutors raise the global IQ by 20 points, where AI therapists know you better than you know yourself. This could be paradise, or pandemonium, or something entirely new. And that brings us to the core of this episode. What does it really mean that people are saying the age of superintelligence starts now? First, it means that the future is not decades away. It's here. We're living through the transition right now. This isn't a dress rehearsal. The choices we make in the next few years will shape the trajectory of the next 100. How we build, govern, align, and relate to these systems will define our future as a species. Second, it means we need a new mindset. One that moves beyond, can I use this tool to save time? And starts asking, how do we live alongside intelligence that's beyond us? It's not about prompt engineering anymore. It's about partnership, collaboration, co-evolution. The human-AI relationship is about to become the most important relationship in your life. Third, it means we need wisdom. Fast. Not just knowledge, but wisdom. The ability to ask, what are we optimizing for? What values are we encoding into these systems? What blind spots are we bringing into the machine? Because make no mistake, superintelligence will reflect the intentions of its creators. And right now, those creators are a handful of labs funded by a few billionaires working at breakneck speed. That's not a conspiracy. It's a concentration of power, and we all need to be part of the conversation. Fourth, it means opportunity. Massive, mind-blowing opportunity. Imagine using superintelligence to solve global hunger, to redesign education from the ground up, to simulate the climate 50 years into the future and test solutions in minutes, to translate every idea into every language instantly, to unlock medical breakthroughs that add decades to our lives. This is the upside, and it's real. But we have to be intentional. The tools are powerful, but power without direction is dangerous. So what can you do? What does this mean for you? Not as a programmer or a policymaker, but as a person. It means this is the time to wake up, to pay attention, to stop treating AI like a novelty and start treating it like a defining force. If you're a student, learn how to learn with AI. Don't just use it to cheat. Use it to think deeper, ask better questions. If you're a worker, explore how AI can amplify your skills, not just automate your tasks. If you're a parent, teach your kids to understand, respect, and co-create with AI. Don't shield them, equip them. If you're a leader, start preparing your team, your company, your mission for a world where intelligence is no longer human only. And if you're a dreamer, this is your moment. The playing field is leveling. You can now think at the speed of a genius, create at the speed of thought. The gatekeepers are gone. The canvas is infinite. So, what will you build? The age of superintelligence isn't something to fear or worship. It's something to steward, to shape, to engage with. Because unlike every other species on this planet, we have the ability to reflect, to pause, to ask, what kind of future do we want? And that's the question I leave you with today. What will you do in the age of superintelligence? Will you resist it, ignore it, exploit it, or will you rise with it? Will you learn faster, create better, think deeper? Will you use it to heal, to build, to teach? This isn't science fiction anymore. It's science happening. It's fiction turning real. And you are alive at the exact moment in history when everything starts to change. So don't sleep on this. Don't scroll past it. Lean in. Ask questions. Experiment. Lead. Because we are not at the end of the story. We are at the beginning of a new chapter, one we've never written before. This was episode 13 of AI Nation. If it made you think, share it. Talk about it. Challenge it. Let's make this moment count. Until next time, stay curious, stay conscious, and as always, have a powerful day.